Welcome, everyone. Today I'm going to share something that took me 10 years to figure out, but will take you only 20 minutes to learn, and once you understand this, your entire life will change forever. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your brain is broken? Like everyone else learns faster than you? You spend hours studying, but nothing sticks. You read the same page 10 times, but forget it the next day. You watch tutorials, take notes, try hard, but when it's time to use that knowledge, your mind goes blank. And then you see that one person. You know who I'm talking about. The one who barely studies but always knows the answer. The one who learns a new skill in days while you struggle for months. The one who remembers everything after hearing it just once. And you think, why them? Why not me? Am I stupid? Is my brain just slow? Let me tell you the truth that will set you free. You are not slow. You are not stupid. You are not broken. You've just been learning the wrong way your entire life. School taught you to memorize, not to learn. They taught you to repeat, not to understand. They taught you to fear mistakes, not to use them. But today, that changes. Today, you will discover the exact methods that the fastest learners in the world use, the same techniques that polyglots use to speak 10 languages, the same system that memory champions use to remember 1,000 names, the same approach that helped a failed student become a doctor, a poor boy become a CEO, an average mind become extraordinary. In this video, I will give you 12 powerful techniques that will multiply your learning speed by 10x, not 2x, not 5x, but 10x. These are not theories. These are not motivational lies. These are scientific methods that I've tested on myself and thousands have used to transform their lives. And here's the best part. While you learn these techniques, you'll also improve your English naturally. Every sentence, every example, every story will make your English stronger. So you're not just learning how to learn, you're actually learning while learning. Double benefit, zero extra effort. Make sure you watch till the very end because the last technique is so powerful, it alone can change everything. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel because we don't just teach you skills, we transform your entire mind. Let's begin this journey. Let's unlock the genius that's already inside you. 1. The 80-20 rule. Learn what actually matters. This is going to hurt, but I need to tell you, 80% of what you're learning is useless. You're wasting time on things that don't matter, and that's why you feel overwhelmed and still know nothing. Let me tell you about Rahul, engineering student. He spent 6 months reading a 500-page programming book cover to cover, highlighted every line, made beautiful notes, felt proud, but when someone asked him to build a simple website, he froze. He couldn't do it. Why? Because he spent 80% of his time learning theory that programmers never use, and only 20% on actual coding. The 80-20 rule says this: in any subject, only 20% of the content gives you 80% of the results. The rest is just noise. Think about learning English. You can memorize 10,000 words. But do you know that just 1,000 words make up 85% of everyday conversation? So why are you learning words like sesquipedalian when you can't even use however properly? Here's what you must do. Before learning anything, ask, what are the 20% core concepts that I'll use 80% of the time? Learn those first. Master them completely. Ignore everything else until later. Example, want to learn guitar? Don't learn 100 chords. Learn 4 basic chords that play 1,000 songs. Want to learn cooking? Don't memorize 500 recipes. Master 10 basic techniques that create endless dishes. Want to learn Excel? Don't study 400 functions. Learn 20 that solve 90% of problems. Stop trying to drink the ocean. Start sipping the essential drops. Because when you focus on what matters, you don't just learn faster, you learn better. 2. The Feynman technique. If you can't explain it, simply, you don't understand it. Let me tell you about the most dangerous illusion in learning. It's called the illusion of competence. You read something, you nod your head, you feel smart, but you understand nothing. You're just recognizing words, not grasping meaning. Richard Feynman, one of the greatest physicists ever, had a rule. If you can't explain something to a 12-year-old, you don't really understand it. Here's the technique that will expose your fake understanding and build real knowledge. Step 1, learn something new. Step 2, write it down in simple words, as if teaching a child. Step 3, find where you get stuck or use complex words. Step 4, go back and relearn those parts. Step 5, simplify again until it flows naturally. Let me show you. Someone says, cryptocurrency is a decentralized digital currency based on blockchain technology. You nod. You think you understand. Now explain it to a 12-year-old. You try. Crypto is, digital money that uses blockchain. You're stuck. You're just repeating words. Now really understand and simplify. Imagine a notebook that everyone in class can see and copy, but no one can erase or cheat. Every transaction is written there forever. That's how crypto works. It's money that doesn't need a bank because everyone watches everyone. Suddenly, you get it. Really get it. Not just words, but meaning. I use this technique to learn psychology, business, philosophy. Things that seemed impossible became simple. Why? Because teaching forces understanding, and understanding is real learning. Try this today. Take any concept you think you know. Explain it to a child, real or imaginary. Watch yourself struggle. Fix it. And watch yourself transform from a fake learner to a real master. 3. Active recall. Stop rereading, start retrieving. This will shock you. Rereading your notes is almost useless. Highlighting is almost useless. Reviewing mindlessly is almost useless. Yet that's what 90% of students do. They read the same thing 10 times and wonder why they forget everything in the exam. Here's the truth. Your brain doesn't grow by seeing information. It grows by pulling information out. That's called active recall, and it's the difference between knowing and hoping. Let me tell you about Sarah, medical student. She used to study 12 hours a day, reading thick books, highlighting everything in yellow, pink, green. Looked beautiful, felt productive, but failed her exams. Then she discovered active recall. Instead of reading 10 times, she read once and tested herself 9 times. No looking at answers, just pulling from memory. First time, 20% correct. Second time, 40% correct. Fifth time, 80% correct. 10th time, 100% locked forever. She went from failing to topping her class. Same brain, different method. Here's exactly how to do it. 1. Read, watch, learn something once with full focus. 2. Close everything, no peeking. 3. Write down everything you remember. 4. Check what you missed. 5. Try again, and again, and again. Yes, it hurts. Yes, you'll fail the first few times. That's the point. That struggle is your brain-building permanent pathways. Without struggle, no strength. Without retrieval, no memory. Most people avoid this because it feels hard. They prefer the comfort of rereading. But comfort is where learning dies. Active recall is where genius is born. From today, stop asking, how many times did I read this? Start asking, how many times can I retrieve this? Because reading fills your short-term memory. Retrieval fills your soul. 4. The spacing effect. Why cramming is stupid and patience is genius. Let me destroy a myth that's ruining your life. Studying 10 hours in one day is not impressive. It's stupid. Your brain is not a hard drive where you can dump information. It's a garden where things need time to grow. There was a boy named David. The night before his exam, he studied 15 hours straight, drank 6 cups of coffee, didn't sleep, felt like a warrior. Next day in the exam hall, his mind went blank. He forgot everything. He cried. He blamed his memory. But his memory wasn't the problem. His method was. The spacing effect says this: learning something 1 hour a day for 10 days is 10x more powerful than learning 10 hours in one day. Why? Because your brain needs time to process, connect, and strengthen. When you cram, you're pouring water on a rock. When you space it out, you're watering a plant daily. One creates nothing, the other creates life. Here's the optimal spacing pattern. Learn something today. Review after 1 day. Review after 3 days. Review after 7 days. Review after 21 days. Locked forever. Same total time. Completely different result. But here's why people don't do it. It requires planning. It requires patience. It requires trusting the process when you can't see immediate results. And most people want everything now, now, now. Let me tell you a secret. Every master in every field understands spacing. Athletes don't train 20 hours before a match. They train 2 hours daily for months. Musicians don't practice 15 hours before a concert. They practice 1 hour daily for years. Stop being proud of cramming. Start being smart about spacing. Because cramming is like building a house in 1 day. It will collapse. Spacing is like building brick by brick. It will last forever. 5. The environment design. Your room is making you stupid. This is going to sound crazy, but your study environment is more important than your study method. You can have the best techniques, but if your environment is wrong, your brain won't work. Let me tell you about my transformation. I used to study in my bedroom. Bed right there, phone charging next to me, TV in front, snacks everywhere. I'd study for 10 minutes, then lie down, check phone, watch just one video, eat something. 4 hours would pass. Actual study time, 30 minutes. Then I learned about environmental psychology. Your brain associates places with behaviors. Bedroom charts sleep, kitchen charts eat. And if you study where you sleep, your brain gets confused. It doesn't know whether to focus or relax. Here's what I did. Created a sacred study zone. Just one small table, no bed visible, no entertainment, no food, phone in another room, only study materials allowed. First day felt weird. Second day felt empty. Third day, magic happened. The moment I sat there, my brain said, "It's time to work." No confusion, no resistance, pure focus. Your environment must scream one message. Learning happens here. Remove all distractions, not hide them, remove them. Because willpower is limited, but environment is forever. Rules for the perfect learning environment. 1. Separate space only for learning. 2. Clean and minimal. Clutter, cheer mental chaos. 3. Good lighting. Darkness, cheer sleepy brain. 4. Comfortable, but not cozy. Too comfy, cheer lazy. 5. Phone must die or disappear. One task visible at a time. If you can't have a separate room, create a separate corner. Even a different chair works. But never ever study where you sleep or eat. Because a confused environment creates a confused mind. Most people rely on motivation. Smart people rely on environment. Design it once, benefit forever. 6. The Pomodoro Technique Modified. Sprint like a lion, don't crawl like a snail. Everyone talks about the Pomodoro Technique. Study 25 minutes, break 5 minutes. But that's the basic version. Let me show you the modified version that changed my life. First, understand why it works. Your brain is like a muscle. It can't lift heavy weights for hours. It needs intense work, then recovery, then intense work again. But most people do fake work for hours, half focused, half distracted, fully exhausted. Here's the modified version I call learning sprints. Sprint 1, 25 min. Learn new concepts, full focus, no notes, just understanding. Rest 1, 5 min. Walk, move, breathe, no phone. Sprint 2, 25 min. Active recall. Test what you learned, right from memory. Rest 2, 5 min. Again move. Let your brain process. Sprint 3, 25 min. Fill gaps. Relearn what you missed. Connect concepts. Rest 3, 5 min. Physical movement, always. Sprint 4, 25 min. Teach mode. Explain to imaginary student. Find final gaps. Long rest, 15 to 30 min. Complete disconnect. Walk outside. Real break. You just learned more in 2 hours than most learn in 8. Why? Because every sprint has a purpose. Not just study time, but strategic action. The secret is in the breaks. Most people break wrong. They check Instagram, watch YouTube, text friends. That's not a break. That's switching from one mental task to another. Your brain stays tired. Real breaks. Physical movement. Mental silence. Walk, stretch, stare at sky, do nothing. That's when consolidation happens. That's when learning becomes permanent. I've taught this to hundreds of students. Those who follow it say the same thing. I can't believe I learned so much so fast, because when you sprint with purpose and rest with intention, you become unstoppable. Stop crawling for 10 hours, start sprinting for 2. The lion doesn't hunt all day. It sprints, catches, rests, repeats. Be the lion. 7. The testing effect. Mistakes are your best teachers. This will hurt your ego, but save your future. Most people avoid tests until they're forced. They think, I'll test myself when I'm ready. But that's like saying, I'll check my health when I'm already healthy. Backwards. Stupid. Fatal. Testing is not about proving you know. Testing is how you know. Let me tell you about Lisa. She was preparing for a competitive exam. She had a rule. I'll attempt mock tests only after I finish the entire syllabus. 6 months passed. Syllabus finished. First mock test score, 20%. She was destroyed. Not because she didn't study, but because she studied blind. Compare with Tom. Same exam. Different approach. He took a mock test on day 1. Score, 5%. But he didn't cry. He analyzed. Oh, these are the types of questions. This is the difficulty. These are my weak areas. Then he studied with direction. Mock test every week. Scores, 5%, 12%, 25%, 45%, 67%, 89%. Final exam, cleared with top rank. The difference? Lisa avoided testing to protect her ego. Tom used testing to build his brain. Here's the testing protocol. 1. Test before you feel ready, baseline. 2. Test while learning, progress check. 3. Test under pressure, exam conditions. 4. Test with variations, different question types. 5. Test to teach. Can you explain your mistakes? Your mistakes are not failures, they're feedback. Every wrong answer is your brain saying, pay attention here. Every red mark is a road sign pointing to improvement. But most people see tests as judgment. I'm good, or I'm bad. No. Tests are mirrors. They show you what is, so you can create what could be. From today, test yourself mercilessly, daily, on everything. Make mistakes proudly. Because the person who makes 100 mistakes and fixes them beats the person who avoids mistakes and stays ignorant. Remember, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. But testing makes perfect. 8. The connection method. Your brain loves stories, not facts. Your brain is not a computer. Stop treating it like one. Computers store isolated data. Brains create connected stories. And that's why you forget facts but remember movies. Let me show you the difference. Try memorizing this. Hippocampus, neuroplasticity, dopamine, prefrontal cortex, myelin sheath. Hard, right? Now let me tell you a story. Your brain has a librarian, hippocampus, who stores memories. This librarian gets stronger with practice, neuroplasticity. Every time you learn something fun, you get a reward chemical, dopamine, from the CEO's office, prefrontal cortex. And the more you practice, the faster your brain highways become, like adding more lanes, myelin sheath. Which one will you remember tomorrow? The story. Always the story. Here's how to use the connection method. 1. Personal connection. Link new information to your life. Don't just learn photosynthesis. Think, this is how the mango tree in my garden eats. 2. Story connection. Create mini-movies. Don't memorize historical dates. Create a mental movie of what happened. Emotional connection. Attach feelings. Don't just read about poverty. Feel the hunger. Imagine the struggle. 4. Visual connection. See it in your mind. Don't just study anatomy. Visualize blood flowing through your heart. Pattern connection. Find similarities. Don't learn subjects in isolation. See how math appears in music, art, and science. I learned 5 languages using connections. Spanish embarazada means pregnant. I imagined an embarrassed pregnant woman. Never forgot it. That's the power. Your brain has 86 billion neurons. They're waiting to connect. Stop feeding them boring isolation. Start creating beautiful networks. Because connected information is permanent information. 9. The state change method. Your mood is your memory. This changed everything for me. We think learning depends on content. Wrong. It depends on state. Your emotional and physical state while learning determines everything. Let me prove it. Remember your school days. That one teacher you hated. You probably forgot everything they taught. That teacher you loved. You still remember their lessons. Same brain, same subject, different emotional state, completely different results. Here's the science. When you learn in a positive, energized state, your brain releases chemicals that strengthen memory. When you learn in a negative, tired state, your brain says, "This is painful, let's forget it quickly." The state change protocol, before learning. 10 jumping jacks, wake your body, power pose for 2 minutes, confidence hormone, smile for 30 seconds, even fake works. Say, "I'm excited to learn this." Prime your brain, play energetic music for 3 minutes. During learning, sit straight, slumped, dry, sad brain. Take deep breaths every 10 minutes. Smile when you understand something. Celebrate small wins. Yes, I got it. Move when feeling stuck after learning. Victory dance. Yes, really. Tell someone what you learned. Excitement transfer. Write one thing you're grateful for learning. Sleep happy. Positive consolidation. People think this is silly. Those same people forget everything and blame their memory. Your brain is not separate from your body. When your body is energized, your brain is powerful. When your body is dead, your brain follows. I've seen depressed students become toppers just by changing their learning state, not their books, not their teachers, just their energy. Because a happy brain is a learning machine, a sad brain is a forgetting machine. Choose your state, choose your results. 10. The output method. Create or die. Here's the brutal truth nobody tells you. Consuming information doesn't make you smart. Creating from it does. You can watch 1,000 videos, read 1,000 books, attend 1,000 classes. But if you never create, you're just an educated fool. Let me tell you about 2 brothers. Both loved photography. First brother watched every YouTube tutorial, read every blog, knew every camera setting, never took photos. "I'm still learning," he said. Second brother watched 3 videos, then picked up any camera, took 100 terrible photos, posted them, got feedback, took 100 more. Within 6 months, he was getting paid for photography. First brother, still watching tutorials. The output method says, learning without creating is mental masturbation. Feels good, produces nothing. Here's the rule. For every hour you consume, spend 30 minutes creating. Watched a cooking video? Cook something today. Read about business? Start a tiny project now. Learned psychology? Write your insights immediately. Studied programming? Code something, anything. Learned English? Speak or write paragraphs now. Creation forces real understanding. When you consume, you think you know. When you create, you discover what you don't know. That gap is where real learning happens. But people avoid creating. Why? Fear. What if it's bad? What if people judge? What if I fail? So they keep consuming, feeling safe, staying stupid. Your first creation will suck. Your 10th will be better. Your 100th will amaze you. But only if you start. From today, stop being a consumer. Become a creator. Because consumers forget. Creators remember forever. 11. The sleep learning protocol. Your brain learns while you sleep. This sounds like magic, but it's pure science. You don't just need sleep after learning. You need strategic sleep that multiplies your learning. Here's what happens when you sleep. Your brain replays everything you learned, transfers it from temporary to permanent storage, connects it with existing knowledge, and removes useless information. But most people destroy this process. They study all day, then watch Netflix till 2 a.m. They learn something important, then scroll Instagram in bed. They fill their brain with knowledge, then poison it with junk before sleeping. Result? Everything gets deleted. The sleep learning protocol. Night before sleep. Golden hour. Review main concepts for 10 minutes. No new learning. Write 3 key points in journal. Visualize yourself using this knowledge. No screens 30 minutes before bed. Sleep thinking about what you learned. The magic morning method. First 10 minutes after waking. Review time. Your brain is fresh, ready to strengthen yesterday's learning. Don't check phone first. Check your notes first. Ask yourself, what did I learn yesterday? Afternoon power nap, if possible. 20-minute nap after intense learning session helps consolidate immediately. Wake up and do quick recall. This isn't just about sleeping more. It's about sleeping strategically. Your brain is working for you 24/7, but only if you let it. I discovered this during medical entrance prep. Same study hours as others, but I protected my sleep like gold. They stayed up proud of all-nighters. I slept strategic hours. Result? My memory was 3x stronger. Because I understood, learning doesn't happen in books. It happens in bed. Respect sleep. Design sleep. Use sleep. Because while others are destroying their memory with late-night scrolling, you'll be building genius in your dreams. 12. The meta-learning method. Learn how to learn. Before learning. This is the final secret, the one that multiplies everything else. Before learning any subject, spend time learning how to learn that specific subject. Because every domain has different optimal methods. Most people jump straight into learning. That's like entering a maze blindfolded. Meta-learners first find the map. Here's the meta-learning questions. 1. How do experts in this field learn? Talk to someone who's already mastered it. Ask about their biggest mistakes and shortcuts. 2. What's the core 20% I need first? Identify fundamental concepts. Build foundation before decoration. 3. What does success look like? Define clear outcome. How will you know you've learned it? 4. What resources give maximum ROI? Find the one best book, course, mentor. Stop collecting, start selecting. What mistakes do beginners make? Learn from others' failures. Skip predictable pitfalls.